Welcome back to the Bold, White, and Blue podcast. We got another special episode today. Got another guest up here with us. So,
Madison,
we're going to do an office episode since we had a technician on last time.
I wish I could see like the whole audience right now and say, does anybody know who Maddie is? And I bet like
95% probably raise their hands at home.
We're like, oh, that's what she looks like?
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
now
Maddie's beautiful. And she does a beautiful job for us. So, Maddie, are you enjoying getting away from the office today and sitting up here?
Getting my little break.
It almost looks like a cigar bar up here, doesn't it? Like a cigar lounge.
That's the goal.
Like a little speakeasy.
That's a little speakeasy.
Yeah,
Do you know what a speakeasy is?
I do.
What's a speakeasy?
Speakeasy is during Prohibition
Oh.
when they couldn't have alcohol legally in public. They had to you go ring the phone or knock on a certain door, and
So what would be the illegal substance that we're holding at ACE that allows us to have a speakeasy up here? Coffee.
Wisdom and knowledge, unbound.
Wisdom.
We have the power.
We got the power.
Probably you double fisting caffeine.
I'm ready today. I got coffee over there. I got Jocko Go sponsored. Sponsor us, please. Jocko.
I'm going to tell you, I've been given a green light by my physician to have a mild cigar once in a while.
That's
so
nice.
I can't wait. I've got my, you call them Davidoffs or Davidoff short cigar that I'm going to smoke in this ice cold weather this weekend. That's my treat. That's my vice of the year.
There you go. I've
been reduced to one cigar every now and then.
I'll give you one for coffee that might perk your interest.
What's that?
They did a study for people with heart conditions about if they drink coffee or don't drink coffee. And the people who completely abstained from it actually had worse results, about more heart palpitations occurring than the people who did have a cup of black coffee. So it's actually not it's not a direct link to heart.
So I know this has nothing to do with plumbing, electric, and HVAC, but I think that a lot of the stuff, like if you ever look this stuff up, there's always a study that says it's awful and it'll kill you. There's another study that says it's great, it's good for your health. Mm-hmm. So the truth is just in moderation. I believe that we're really cool made machines that can survive and draw benefit from so many things. Like we could probably eat McDonald's and draw a benefit from it if we ate it once a year. But you can't eat it every day. Just like you can't have cigars every day, and you can't have a beer every day, and you can't have lots of different things every day. Well, you can, but you're probably going to pay some kind of price for it.
Mm-hmm. It's like Blue Zone diet, where they have super agers. They're like wine consumption in a very moderate amount is very
And high fat diets.
High
very
fat,
frequent.
a little bit of wine, and I think it has to do with more the social side of things and the mental letdown, and that's what my holistic physician was saying, that a organic cigar, if you can find them, or a high quality cigar in moderation, actually is really good to just relax the nervous system for people who carry a lot of weight or a lot of stress, which I don't ever feel stressed out.
Never.
I used to more than I do now. I've been pretty cool.
Calm down.
Yeah.
All right. So Madison, most people know you as just I would say the voice of ACE.
Yeah.
I would brand you that for sure. I mean, that's the first impression most people are going to get with us, unless they saw a commercial or something.
I actually talked to a customer earlier who she was like, we were talking about big companies being bought out. She's been a customer with us for a few years, and she was like, y'all just give me a heads up if you're getting bought out, because you're the person I talk to every time. And she's like, I like that, because she said when I was using like other companies, she's like, I would get used to talking to the same people every time, and then I call in and it's some random person who's not even there, like they're in some random call center somewhere. So she's like, every time I call, I know I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You know, we do get offered a lot to be bought out. It probably a couple times a week at least. We have somebody trying to reach out to buy us. We're not for sale, just so you know that. Is it flattering for a company to entertain those ideas? Sure.
Means we look like we know what we're doing.
Right. But the reality of it is, I feel like we have so much work to do and so much fun. Like, the money's not what drives me. And I mean, if money was your whole intent, Madison, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
If your whole life was about money only, you wouldn't be here. You know, so there's got to be some meaning behind our work, and I feel like we're starting to crack into some of that. Josh, you're doing the marketing, but not marketing and just messaging. You're actually deep diving into the mechanics of modern day technology and marketing, which has got to be. I mean, you've looked wiped out the past week.
Very different, because I love how I developed a love for this side of the profession. Is, I mean, it sounds cheesy, but watching Mad Men, but that was such a different world than what is now. Like, I mean, I would almost prefer that approach where it's like, all right, we just get to sit around, and once we come up with a good slogan or piece of art, it's like, all right, now put it in the magazine or whatever, and then your job's kind of over. Now it's
nothing. That's so nothing what it's like.
That's the scratch of the surface where it's like, okay, now we have our messaging. Now what?
Right.
That's where it gets hard and really in the weeds.
Which is kind of where you come in, because we have this messaging of perfecting, protecting the bold, white, and blue, and family owned and operated. We're not for sale. We're going to hold our prices during the freeze. All these different things that we want our customers to hear, but it's drowned out by all of their noise. But when they do get that call, they've got to hear that message, and Madison's the voice that does it. Let's do a little demo. Okay, I'm a customer. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring.
Thank you for calling Ace Plumbing, Electric, Heating, and Air. This is Madison. How can I help you?
Hey, Madison, this is Justin. I have a problem. I'm not sure if you can help me with it. There's a knocking sound in my wall.
Okay, yeah. Sounds like you could probably have a water hammer, probably a water pressure issue. I can get a technician out to take a look at it this afternoon.
Well, that'd be wonderful. Do you know how much that's going to cost me?
I'm not really sure. Our technicians price everything on site, so he would just have to come out and take a look at it for you, but he'll quote everything before he gets started.
I understand. Hey, while he's here, do you think there's any way, my dryer vent fell off. Can he take care of that while he's here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. You see that? I mean, that sounded just like we were in the office, did it not?
Oh, yeah.
That is just practiced.
So how long have you been doing that? How long have you been here?
Almost 6 years. June will be 6 years.
So are you our longest tenured employee?
I am.
Officially?
I am officially the longest employee.
She really is. Yeah. Second, I think, is David.
Yep. Him and Blake started right around the same time.
Yeah. For those of us know that we're Ace is we perfect and we protect. But unfortunately, when you perfect and you're perfecting people, you perfect them right out the door sometimes. So I have to be very happy. How do you say this? Like, our DNA is starting to be all over the place right now. We have multiple new startup companies with people who are starting up that had their training, their roots here. And you can, as a business owner, be frustrated and have to start over all the time and train again and do all those things again. But on the other hand, you can look at it and say, wow, like, I can see the DNA of Ace over here. And quite honestly, a lot of the DNA is literal DNA. My son's going out there and doing all that, right? So anyway, I know Justin's doing his new thing.
Cameron's doing his thing.
What Justin has a cool name for his company. It's Red Clay Plumbing and Gas. And it's,
I say he hadn't told me that.
It kind of has. You see the hats; they're really cool. I hope he's just wildly successful. So anyway, I know I had a friend of mine say, "I can't afford Justin." He said, "That guy'll sell you anything." He's just very, very thorough.
Very much.
So I'm excited for him. But anyway, I have a funny story to tell you about Madison.
Let's keep
So.
going.
We first got service tight, so we used to do hand invoices. I don't know if you've ever been in my bag in there. Have you seen my bag? I've got a
you're
lot
pulling
of
them out the other day.
old hand invoices when we first started. Then we moved to QuickBooks, and that was still before you, right?
No, I was here for like 6 months of QuickBooks, but even before that, it was when Mom was on the phones. I was doing all her entries sitting in the kitchen floor on the laptop.
We used a Google Calendar. Yeah, we sure did.
She'd like hand me all the receipts and stuff, and I'd have to enter it all into QuickBooks. I was like 14, 15.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Family
Born and bred in this
family
industry.
owned and operated. I mean,
Yeah.
it's to the point where Maddie's youngest sister can literally sound just like them on the phone. She'll just walk around the house and be like, "Thanks for calling Ace Plumbing, let you heat in the air.
Yeah.
How can I help you?" I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Tommy was trying to do it.
She's my
Cash
clone
was
for
trying
real.
to do it.
Yeah. Looks like me, acts like me. Now she can talk like me.
Yeah, she really can. So, anyway, we moved over to Service Titan, which is a pretty involved program what do you call it? CRM? Yeah, customer retention management software, whatever they call that. And anyway, I'm very familiar with it when I want to be, and only in the very specific area that I decide needs to be looked at. So many times for me, it's KPIs and reports. That's the only thing I even look at when I'm doing my monthly financials. Whereas you look at a lot of the price book stuff and all of the above. You're actually doing a lot of the backup on some of those, the CSR work here and there, wearing multiple hats.
That's what we're good at.
Yeah. And Madison, though, so one time, I was like, I don't know, I was flexing, I guess. I was like, look, if y'all can't get this stuff right, I'll do it myself. Like, I don't need, if you're not going to do it right, I don't need nobody. I run this whole company myself. And look, in all honesty, I have been able to literally, when I've had enough, been able to historically go into my little companies and say, look, if you guys don't want to leave, y'all can all leave, everyone top to bottom. I'll start over. And have actually done that twice in my career and been fine. That is not the case at Ace anymore. I do not walk in and fire everybody and think I can pull this all off. It doesn't happen. Everyone's very, very specialized and very good at what they do. So I told Madison that one day, pretty much. I don't even remember. How did that actually go down? I knew I was probably just talking junk a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think you're just irritated. And it was when me and Mom and Vanna were still all in the office. Now it's just pretty much us two. But it's when we were all in here. And I don't know, you were irritated about something. And you're just like, man, I could do this all myself. I don't even need y'all. We're like, all right, go ahead. Go ahead. Since you think you bad, go ahead.
So I booked a call. Now, y'all know how fast, especially like right now, call. And you guys are like, saying done.
Yeah,
But book a
I was
call,
actually
book a call, book a
classifying
call.
calls the other day, and my average call time is 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Total book job. Okay, so that's talking to the customer. So they gave me a customer. I didn't even have to talk to the customer. They already handled the call and just said, okay, go ahead and book this job.
And so I wrote everything down on like a piece of paper. Like, I write down their name, address, email, phone number, and what all the problem is. So I wrote it all on a piece of paper, handed it to him, and said, have at it.
And then I had to book it correctly. Had to, find the map. Does it map the address, match the map, all that stuff that y'all do to make sure a truck doesn't go to the wrong address. Well, how long was it?
18 minutes and
You
34
still
seconds later, because I have a video of it.
So
Do you really?
I do.
You'll have to post that video with
We
the
have a video
a
of
link
it.
to that video.
Man,
Can you do that?
I can figure it out. Man.
So look, I think we can do that. So
Probably.
reference.
I'll do like a little pop-up thing if I can.
Yeah, reference. Let's see this thing here is going. Oh, it quit. So like around 14, 15 minutes maybe in. Anyway, put a link. What y'all laughing at?
We can.
Anyway, all right. See, this is the technical stuff that these guys deal with, and my ideas and my brainstorms. But yeah, 18 minutes to do what she does in a minute. So that means that she could technically book about 18 calls in the time it took me to book one. I think I would be fired in my own company with my KPIs looking like that.
And mind y'all, to this day, if he answers a call, like say me and Josh both happen to be on the phone, it's a busy day, he'll answer a call from his office, write everything down on a sticky note, and then run it back to me. He does not put his jobs in, just so we're clear.
Yeah, but I do focus on the customer because I can't do that. I can't listen to what they're saying because a lot of times I'm trying to really understand them, what's the best fit, the best tech, and I just can't do that. I've never been able to do that multitask. I honestly think that's a gift that women can do better than most men just because we seem to want to hyper focus and they are used somehow in their DNA. They're able to just keep their eyes and their watchmanship over everything moving around.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird.
Especially not just being a CSR, like doing as much stuff as I do, like, doing the office management stuff. It's like I'm doing like the job of probably 5 or 6 people some days. So it's like there's stuff going on all the
If
time. So
I
I'm
came-
like on the phone doing this, doing that.
If you came to me in my office and handed me a note every couple minutes like I do y'all, I would lose it, man. I would stomp a mud hole in the yard next door.
Say
Like,
we
you
should
would
do
mu-
an office tour and see how many sticky notes I have on my desk right now.
Yeah, but now I kind of know what that feels like, just because it does happen to me more than y'all think. Just between tech, it's
Yeah.
kind of just on my cell phone, but text calling. Y'all know that, like, I haven't been able to sit down in the office and deep dive into anything in a little while, just because it does seem to happen. So it's critical that someone in that office is doing those. Those deep dives. Josh, you're doing it. We've also hired Ben, so Ben is going to be really instrumental.
So are you, with everything that you can do now, does that come naturally to you? Like, are you just customer service
it's
person?
gotten a lot more easy. And I think naturally customer service is easier just because I like talking to people. I'm outgoing. The more people I'm talking to, the better. I think that also kind of comes into play with the big family. Like, the more people around, the better. I'm happy to have a house full of people, be in a big crowd. So, like, talking to people is easy. So I think customer service comes easy when you like talking to people.
Did what you did before this help at all?
Yeah. I mean, not that I did much before this. I started here, 2 weeks after I graduated high school. So before that, I just worked in restaurants through high school, like after school. But even then, I mean, that's still really customer service based. You're talking to hundreds of people a day, serving them. You need this, you need that. So yeah, I think they tie in. And I've even talked to Mom when we've talked about like hiring another CSR. I'm like, I don't care what kind of office experience you have. I can teach you how to use Excel. I can teach you how to use Service Titan. I can teach you how to type, but I can't teach you to have the personality you need. So like somebody with like a waitress or bartending background is perfect for this because you're used to multitasking. It's fast paced and you're a people person. You talk to people all day long.
That's true.
It's like, I can't teach you to have that personality, but I can teach you how to use a computer.
That's
That's
crazy.
way more important.
So you came from doing a little bit of restaurant work. I came from barista and bartending a little bit. So I mean,
Yeah.
that is wild.
It comes into play.
I came from barista and bar using.
It has its own skill set.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're a good fit, man.
Yeah. All the pieces of the puzzle fitting together.
Yeah.
So when starting here, what was your first impression like?
I can't say that I really had a first impression given that like I grew up in it. I mean, like I was saying, I was 14, 15 putting in QuickBook records. So like, not really a first impression, but I just remember like maybe some of my first memories is like, oh, we're watching a movie and then the phone starts ringing. Mom runs over to her desk in like the corner of the living room. She's taking a call. You got to pause the TV. Like, I'm always doing something. We're cooking dinner and she's like holding the phone with one arm and stirring a pot. So that's most of the memories I have, are like her being out to here pregnant, waddling over to her desk.
Yeah, and like,
To the
like how
phone.
do you put a price tag on that stuff? Like they want to come in and offer you X amount of millions for a company, and it, like, I never had just millions of dollars sitting around. And I'm like, what do you? It just, you can't really put a price tag on all that stuff. Like, you built these businesses because you want to feed your family and you want to give good jobs to them, and we're doing that finally. And then you got friends that are your customers, and then I'm not saying that things don't happen that you have to sell or you're going to sell at some point, but man, it's just not for sale.
It's got its pros and cons.
Yeah.
Being, I guess, the way that we are set up. You've got your pros and cons like you do everything else. It's nice working with family. There's pros and cons to that. Like, it's nice because, like, I know we always say you're an HR nightmare. Like, we don't have to worry about talking to, your coworkers and offending them or saying something like, you're my brother. If you need to get it together, you need to get it together. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go do your job. But, like, I can't say that to some random person, That'd be a little run into HR.
Yeah, because none of our techs identify as anything other than tech, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know where that was going from. I was like, oh, we're going somewhere here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working with your siblings, it's like, I don't care about your feelings. Get together.
Yeah.
You'll still like me at the end of the day. It's fine.
So just for instance, like I think we touched on this with David too. The pros with a family business is, that there's a high level of trust and freedom and transparency, locking doors, locking stuff, thinking you're still, like, you just have a level of trust that's, can be just pretty much open. Everything's open. And the cons though is, like, even this weekend, they're all going to go to the Florida Keys, But every tech can't go to Florida Keys, and someone's got to be here to ops manage.
Family vacations do not exist. We don't
Not
have
the
those.
correct
The
way.
same thing you said last time. Like, what's the
Yeah.
worst part is family
Even
vacations.
I mean, even we're going to the Florida Keys, as a family. But even then, I mean, me and mom are gonna be down there with our laptops and the work phone. It's not like it's a vacation. We're sitting there working the whole time.
Yeah. So if for some reason the trucks can get on the road next week, and you hear that voice, let's hear it again one time.
Thank you for calling Ace Plumbing, Electric, Heating, and Air. This is Madison.
She is sitting on a beach, y'all. I promise y'all. She
Hear
do
the
not
waves
FaceTime her.
whapping in the
Sunny and
background.
75.
Do not FaceTime her. Yep.
Some seagulls. Like, that's not overlaid. That's
Yeah,
that's
no,
real.
that's real.
That's
Yeah,
real
if you
deal.
see her sitting there with palm trees in the background, that's not fake.
The AI background.
On that same note, if you hear little kids running around behind me, Cash and Emmy, the youngest two, will be there too. So there's a good chance you'll hear that.
But the show goes on,
goes on.
everybody.
Yeah. To that too, like talking about mom being pregnant and waddling, like when she had Cash, I was 14 or 15 then too, and she was in the hospital for 2 weeks between the two of them.
Yeah.
And she's like booking jobs from her hospital bed, and then even during recovery, like she'll answer a call and I'm sitting there with her MacBook putting them in, like sitting on the hospital couch with her.
And I did not require that, by the way. Just so everybody knows, that is.
That was not a requirement.
If
but
y'all know Trina, that's just her. She felt like she needed to be in
It's in our
control and
DNA.
in the know on everything happening around. So that was totally self-inflicted.
Yeah, no,
I coulda
that's in our
handled that.
DNA. We're workhorses. That's what we do.
So do you feel any pressure, like knowing that you're the first interaction people might have with us? Like, do you think about that at all? Does it bother you? Like, I got to make sure it's a certain
It
way.
doesn't bother me because I think maybe at first when I first started answering phone calls, I'm like, what do I say? What do I do? I mean, I've heard my mom do it a million times, but what do I say when they ask this? What do I say? Now it's like second nature. I could probably do it in my sleep. I probably do it in my sleep, actually.
I bet so.
Because I can hear the phone ringing in my sleep and it's not even ringing, or you're standing there and you're like, I'm not even on call tonight. Why do I hear the phone?
Yeah, that weird little ringtone.
Yeah.
I have heard that phone go off and it not be in the house before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It gets ingrained in your brain. You hear,
Yeah.
I mean, you think we probably answer 50 to 100 phone calls a day, so you hear that ringtone so many times, it's stuck in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, probably when I first started, I was a little nervous, but now I've gotten so used to it. 6 years in, I know that that's the impression people have of me, and it comes second nature now. He actually makes fun of me and my mom because he's like, y'all can be pissed off at the world and so mad, but the second the phone rings, it's like a totally different person just picked up that phone.
Oh yeah, me and Trina can be having World War III, and that phone rings. She's like, "Ace Plumbing, Electric, Heating, and Air." I was like,
While death staring you, like
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
look at you
Like,
with the
how
meanest
does
look
that
on my
work?
face and sound so sweet.
Yeah, but that just nobody wants to be bothered with our problems, and they're already calling us. They have more problems. At least their problems are pretty significant if they're calling us.
Yeah, no, a lot of y'all out there watching have probably heard me. I'll be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" when you tell me your name, and I'm, usually followed up with like, "Well, I guess you could be better because you wouldn't be calling me if you were doing good."
I've heard you say that quite a bit. Yeah. Every now and then you get that customer that calls just to say hey or thank you or something.
Oh
They're
yeah, all the
doing
time,
good.
all the time.
That's awesome. What do you think is the hardest time of year to be a CSR?
Probably like this time. Well, I guess we just passed it, but like the holiday season, especially being family owned and operated, because there's various issues to it. One, this is a cold time of year, so it's busy for HVAC. People got no heat. It's busy for our gas side. You got gas leaks, and people are powering their furnaces and their water heaters and their gas logs, so that gets crazy. You've got burst pipes on the plumbing side, so that goes, crazy too. And then in the mix of us trying to fix everybody else's problems, we've got our own problems. You're planning holidays, they're planning holidays, and they're like, I've got family coming into town and I can't flush a single toilet. Like, we
Right.
got to get this fixed. So, and then, trying to be a family all together. Me and mom joke all the time, like, we can't do anything together. One of us is always on call. Like, it can't just be the two of us.
And I'm going to back you up a little bit because I can't prove this, but I feel like this is the case. I feel like coming out of the holidays, too, people have spent so much money and not been working. And I feel like a lot of gray days and no vitamin D.
Yeah, you get the gross weather and people don't have the holiday cheer anymore.
Yep.
And bank accounts are looking a little rough, so everybody's kind of in a bad mood.
Yeah.
That does make it a little harder. Like, I get more, I think, attitude out of people this time of year than any other time of year.
We generally trend with probably a 90 to 95% 5-star rating across all the platforms. If we're going to get a 1-star or negative review, it's this time of year. Yeah. And it's so frustrating too, because you work so hard. Now that we know that, we really just double down.
You kind of brace for impact.
We double down, double down.
We're like, we know what time of year it is. Brace for impact. Like, it's coming.
Yep. And it still happens. And then it's always the kicker. Like, it'll be someone who you did work for like 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
They'll call
and usually
you.
they're not mad at us. They've got so much other stuff going on that they're not even really mad at us, but they've got
we're the
so
easiest.
much going on. Like, this problem does pop up, and then it's almost like this is a straw that breaks the camel's back kind of thing.
Yeah. And if you're a customer, remember, we always answer our phone, whether you're mad at us or not. So try not to rake us over the coals too hard, because most companies just won't answer the phone anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But we have a strict policy. If you're angry or not, it doesn't matter. We have to answer the phone. We have to try to communicate so that we can create.
Spin off the like, we can be so mad, and then answer the phone like nothing's wrong.
Yeah, the next person.
You kind of have that back-to-back problem too. Like, somebody can literally call me and scream at me and yell at me, and I'm like that'll catch you off guard. It flusters you for sure. But somebody can call me the second I hang up that phone, and I have to be like right back to how I was.
I have to catch myself wanting to jump on the phone when I hear that happen. I want to jump on the phone and defend her sometimes. Have I ever had to do that?
You did. You've done it once, and Shane did it once.
I thought we had before.
It
was someone was cussing you out or something.
It's been years ago now. Yeah, probably 3 or 4 years ago. But somebody was really mad about something. I don't even remember what it was, but he was screaming and cussing at me. Like, every cuss word in the book you can think of, he used it. And you had overheard it. I think I had him on speaker, and you're like, let me talk to him. And so I put him on hold, and you took over, and you're like, look, I get you're frustrated, but you don't get to talk to her like that.
Right.
Like, she's trying to help you. It's not her fault. So.
Right. What's crazy is
you can talk to her with respect, or you can call somebody else.
Yeah, I think people get disconnected thinking, that it's just a company. Maybe they even think you're a sizable company. Maybe they treat you like a debt collector almost instead of.
It's just me, guys.
Yeah, and that's why I think this podcast is kind of cool to see the faces behind those conversations, because if you are very angry, I promise she wasn't the one working on your job.
Yeah.
You can get mad at a tech if he did something like that. He can handle it, I promise you. Or you get mad at the owner, he can handle it. But yeah, just, remember, like, we want to help you get the answer you need. Even if it's not what you don't want to hear, we're going to give you the truth. And that, unfortunately, sometimes that comes with a price. But Madison does a wonderful job.
Yeah, it also comes with the balance of, like, when people have a problem, and you have to balance, like, I want to be very nice to you, and I want to respect you, and, like, yes, we want to take care of your problem, but I also have to respect my technicians and know that they know what they're doing.
That's
this is their job day in and day out, and like, so I have to balance that of, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, not saying you're a liar, not saying you're wrong, not saying you did a bad job, but, like, somewhere in between, something went wrong with.
And you know how easy it is for us to handle those situations? Show up and meet face to face. I can't believe how many times we've been cussed out on an answering machine or even over the phone, and we get there and the owner's like, well, yeah, see about this problem. And it's like, you really didn't feel that way towards us.
That was the one with
and I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that they're fake. I'm just saying that when you actually, once they get someone to actually show up.
Yeah. There was one like that. That's the one that Shane had to talk to the guy for me. He was yelling and cussing. It was the painted toenails guy.
A guy with painted toenails.
Yeah.
Was mad at Shane?
Yeah. No, he was, probably, but he was mad about something, and so I'm the person who answers the phone, so he immediately tears into me, and
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And Shane comes in there and he's like, "Look, dude, you can yell at me. You got this problem. That's fine. Like, we'll take care of it, but you're not gonna yell at her like that. Like, you can call somebody else if you want to sit here and talk to her like that, but it's not happening." Like, or I can come out there, and if you want to talk like that, you can say it to my face. Like, we'll handle it that way, but you're not going to sit here and scream at her over the phone.
I think he's still a customer of ours.
He is indeed. But Shane went out there later that afternoon, and he was sweet as pie, Shane. Like, of course, every time.
Sweet as pie. So, from the side where he was talking about how the podcast can get people to look at, like, here's the actual person.
Yeah.
Are there any behind the scenes things that you would want to tell people, like, maybe they don't realize what's going on when they're actually calling you? Is there anything there?
Particularly after hours, but even in the office, like I said, it's pretty much just me answering the phone 95% of the time. If I'm on the other line, he'll grab it for you, so you might talk to him. But most of the time it's me or my mom if she happens to be on call. But I'm not just sitting there answering y'all's calls all day. Like, that's not all I do. I'm pulling permits for, whatever county, because y'all know we work within like an hour radius. So Anderson County, I'm doing
Pickens
Easley
County.
City of Anderson, Greenville City, Greenville County,
Centerville,
Gaffney.
Malden, Gaffney. Yeah, I know. It's
Like,
crazy.
we're pulling them from all over the place. So, and every permit place has a different protocol. I'm calling 811 so we can put in your water line and not hit any of your other utilities. Dispatching, and I'm having to move jobs all day long. So y'all probably hear me all day long calling y'all.
Let me give some people insight into that, how hard that is. So we have a policy here that is we tell our technicians they only have one job a day. The reality is they have between 3 and 5 jobs on the books every day. But we coach them that there's only one person important that whole day. That's the job you're on. That means if their job got sent out there to do a small leak repair and it turned into a big job, don't reschedule. You're there to fix the problem. Just stay put. Well, what happens at that point? The technician calls Maddie and says, hey, clear my schedule. I'll be here all day long. That's 3 people she has to call and either
bare minimum.
reschedule. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's if there's blanks available.
Yeah.
So it might be 6 or 8 or 9, how many people it takes to reshuffle the schedule and prioritize things. And then on top of that, where are they going with that?
About the big shuffle that has to happen just because one person's job gets bigger.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden she's stuck with that, which how long does that take to reschedule? Like sometimes an hour to get a hold of everybody?
Yeah, to actually get a hold of everybody. Yeah, you're going to get people's voicemails. And then, so if they don't answer my voicemail, I got to send you a text. So, I'm trying to reach out to you.
And sometimes
on
they're able
that
to put
side,
another
too.
technician there. So a lot of times her job is,
Sometimes
can I
I gotta
hold the
shift it.
schedule?
Yeah.
If I can hold the schedule, is it the right tech for that call? If it's not and there's no answers, then she has to remove the schedule.
Yeah.
So she has a whole list of processes in different
so
categories.
for like a little background information, we've got right tech, right call. So like, because is this technician well equipped to handle your problem? We've got our tier system. Over all the jobs I've got, how important is your problem in comparison to everybody else on there? Because we're taking care of. If everybody's got 5 jobs a day, that's 30 to 40 people we're taking care of per day. So like that's a lot of people to look at with that tier system, and then your location too. Like I said, we have about an hour radius.
That's true. Yeah.
So if you're in Seneca, but I've got Tony over here in Greer, he does have an opening, but I can't realistically justify him driving over an hour to handle this problem. I've got to find somebody else that's closer.
And
or a
unless
different
it's a
time
certain
slot.
tier level,
Yeah.
and then it does justify
Then that
itself.
takes precedence over the location.
So many moving parts involved with the dispatch and scheduling. At the end of the day, when this company grows to a certain size, she really does about 3 different people's jobs, just like you're doing a couple people's jobs. And, that's why it's important to grow and get technicians to handle people, which is why it's important for us to make sure that we don't lose customers. So it's just kind of a circle where we're all connected. Our customers, our employees, their success, their satisfaction. It's all not just words. Like, it's so connected.
Yeah. Tying back into your question of, are there things that people don't realize that are going on behind the scenes when I'm taking a call? So there's that during office hours. I can be on the phone with you. I'm typing in your name, your address, your phone number, your email, what your problem is, trying to figure out which tech to go there. I'm thinking in my head, I've got the schedule like memorized in my head, and I'm like, okay, Tony is in this city, this city, this city. Gabe's over here, here, here. Where do I need to put this person? What's the best time frame, best tech? And I'm doing all that in my head while I'm talking to y'all. And I've got 2 screens in my office, so I've usually got Service Titan pulled up and putting y'all in, and then over here I've got like emails and all of my other stuff I'm doing. So I could be like putting in your information and then worrying about this permit for this job, or trying to respond to people's emails, or doing the DHEC stuff, or whatever I'm doing. So I'm multitasking while I'm in the office, but then at home, I'm here 8 to 4, and then I answer 4 to 8 from home. So I could be like cooking dinner, like I was saying Mom does, like holding the phone with my shoulder, kicking my dog off me and stirring a pot. Or I actually had a customer call me the other night, and I was grocery shopping, and one of the techs was making fun of me because I didn't have like a ton of detail in there as to what it was, and it was an after hours call. He's asking questions, and I was like, I just want you to picture this. I am holding the phone with my ear, and I'm at Aldi. And if y'all shop at Aldi, you know, you have to bring your own bags and stuff. But I wasn't getting that much stuff, so I was like, I can carry it in my arms. So I'm holding the phone, holding all my groceries, and attempting to open my car door with my foot while talking to him.
That's crazy.
And like
That's
doing
crazy.
that, and still managed to get it
I've
booked.
seen.
So.
I mean, I've seen it. Yeah.
So yeah, when y'all are talking to me, I just want you to imagine that little shuffle I'm doing.
Yeah, we share our vacations, we share our private time a lot with this business, and so it's real important that we have a good customer base, and which is why we even low key screen our customers. Like if there's certain customers that just aren't respectful, we just put a do not service on them. Because I mean, life's too short to not have respect. It doesn't mean that you got to be perfect and super sappy nice.
You have to
you have every right to get on to us, but
you have to be pretty bad to be put on a do not service list.
So mostly yelling, screaming, hollering,
and being absolutely unreasonable. Like you said, you've got the right to be mad at us if we did mess something up.
Yeah,
but,
which never happens. You know that never happens.
Oh yeah,
very rarely. It does happen. It happens.
Oh yeah.
Are there any like really specific? I mean, you don't have to give names or anything, but any memorable calls that do stick with you from the years?
Oh, for sure. One in particular, which I know you remember. This lady called absolutely freaking out, like screaming and crying in the phone. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Like, how can we help you? And she's like, my bunny fell in my ductwork. I took the vent off because I dropped something. And I didn't put the vent cover back on, and he fell down in there, and he's blind, so he doesn't even know where he's going. And like, I don't know how to get him out. What am I gonna do? And at the time, we didn't even do heat and air. We were still just a plumbing company. So we sent LJ out, and he's having to like push on the ductwork and see if he could feel this blind rabbit hopping in the ductwork somewhere. But we got him out and returned him.
That's the edited version. The
last time you used a different word than push.
Non-edited version is he's crawling under there, punching the ductwork, and all of a sudden, thud.
Yeah, so just crawling around, trying to punch up on the ductwork, trying to see where this rabbit's at.
Energizer Bunny found a way out of that ductwork.
The blind rabbit was returned to its owner. So you got funny ones like that. I had a pretty sad one with a customer. She lives by herself and didn't have any kids, so her only remaining family was her brother and sister-in-law, or sister and brother-in-law. And her sister had passed away a few years ago, and they had, I think she said 2 dogs and 2 cats maybe, or so they've got a few pets around. And her brother-in-law had passed right before she called me, and she was calling because she's a little older, and she wanted all of her invoices because she was like, if something happens to me, I need a record of everything y'all have done at my house, because we worked for pretty much since we've been open. She was one of our first customers. So she's like, if you could mail me a packet of all my invoices. So I've got that. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. But she's telling me the story about her sister and brother-in-law, and she said that when her sister died, she made her brother-in-law promise, like, you have to take care of my babies when I go, talking about all their animals. She's like, I feel bad enough leaving them. It's like, you have to take care of them. And their last living dog died 2 days before he did. He lived just long enough to keep his promise to his wife and then passed away.
Wow.
So she was telling me that. And I'm like in tears on the phone at the time.
Story.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Lady over in Greer. And then special shout out to Steve Hardy, because he is my favorite,
awesome.
One of my favorite customers. Love him. But every time he calls,
and Kevin Jargeezy.
Oh yes,
like
he was
too.
another one.
Yeah.
To end on another funny note, every time Steve calls, I will always say, "Hi, Steve, how you doing?" And I've got his phone number memorized, so I don't even have to do my normal spiel.
Don't give it out here, though.
Yeah. whenever it pops up on the phone, I'm like, "Hi, Steve," and he's like, "Hi, Maddie." And I was like, how's my favorite customer doing today? And every time he's like, oh, I'm doing pretty good for a bald fat man with one leg, but no biggie. Or
That's
I'm like,
exactly what he says.
Or what
we can say it here because he don't care.
Oh, yeah, no, he does not care at all. Or what can I do for you? Oh, I'd love to have $1 million. Me and you both, Steve. I would also love to have $1 million. And every time Kevin calls, he's, what's up, Maddie? It's Goose. Every time.
Goose. So now we just need one named Iceman.
Iceman.
Yeah.
The Maverick.
So,
Mav.
yeah. So you've got a few customers. They all stick out. Also got Larry Kiss. He loves talking to me. I love talking to him. But also another funny one. Every time he calls, he's like, you probably think I'm just calling to talk to you at this point, which I don't mind. I love hearing your voice. So he's always
Who's
funny
got
to
the
talk
best
to,
phone voice of all the customers?
Of all the customers, the best phone voice? I don't know. I love hearing everybody's different accents. you'd think being from the South, everybody talks like cornbread, but
They don't.
we have a lot of New York customers. A lot of our customer base is in New York, or people who are from New York
or New Jersey, or yeah.
And ironically enough, most of you live in Simpsonville, just as a heads up. So if you need some New Yorker friends, y'all are all in Simpsonville. But,
Inside scoop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some inside
Knows
there.
ball.
Yeah.
but hearing like different accents just from people who live all over. We even have a few British customers have some British accents.
That's
in
pretty
there.
cool. When they
Yeah.
call, yeah. I've heard some of them.
Yeah. We got
So
the one up in the
you and your
cliffs.
mom get accused of having phone voice, though. Your mom especially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got that super sweet Southern voice, always
Oh, yeah.
just upbeat and giggly.
That's what Larry says. I think he's actually from New York. And he's always like, I love just hearing you talk because you just sound so sweet. I love hearing your little Southern accent.
Yep.
They say we sound the same on the phone.
Me and you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I know
get that
we
all the
sound
time
different
about
on
me
the
and Mom.
mics, but
Oh, another
On the
one.
mics, they say?
on the mics we're
Yeah.
we're very different.
Over the phone, y'all do sound
But the
similar.
phone
though.
is like
Yeah.
Probably the same height.
We also
lower
have
voice.
Cami Sanchez.
I
Every
was,
time
I was
she
just
calls-
going to make sure
Yeah.
you gave a shout out
yeah,
to them. They're
so
awesome.
shout out to Cami because she's been a customer since we started too, pretty
Through
much.
thick or thin, because
Yep.
we've everything hasn't always gone perfect for her jobs. I do remember
Oh
a
yeah,
couple
her and
things.
her
Water heater.
wonderful hybrid water heater.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. She got this wonderful water heater. And since then, there's been a ton of issues with these water heaters, but they were supposed to be the best state of the art. They
Oh
sold
yeah, they were
to us.
the newest, fanciest.
And
thing you could
they
have.
work well, but they're temperamental.
Mhm.
And
Very.
boy, we had to go out there.
And
we got our
hers
new one.
specifically
Yeah.
has that god awful alarm.
Mhm.
So whenever there's something wrong with it, it goes off like a very, very loud
Yeah.
alarm. And hers would go off at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning and
she
wake
was so
her up.
patient. So
She was.
patient.
She's so sweet.
Dude, we finally got all that resolved, I
Yeah.
guess. But man,
But she has always called my mom Sunshine because, my mom was on the phones first before any of us. So she always called my mom Sunshine. And then when I started answering the phone, she now calls me Tiny Sunshine. So,
baby sunshine.
yep.
Baby.
Every
When I
time.
start saying baby, what movie do you think I'm gonna say? Little baby sunshine.
Can't tell you. You're,
I ain't got this one.
you're more into movies.
Ricky Bobby. Talladega
Talladega
Nights.
Nights?
Yeah, little baby Jesus.
little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
6 pound, 8 ounce infant baby Jesus.
Yeah. When you start calling stuff baby, it goes back to Talladega.
One of my quotes that the guys find really funny. They'll always, they mess with me, but anytime I do something for them, they'll call me to move a job or order this part or call this customer to do this, and I'm like, yeah, I got it, or yeah, I already did it. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't gotta tell me, I already did it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, Maddie, that's why you're the best. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. It is what it is.
Oh, Ricky Bobby. So this is more a question.
There's your CSR in all
Right.
of her glory right here. She's waking up. Here she's rolling behind the scenes.
This one's more for you, Justin.
I thought this was about Maddie today.
Nah, it is. But what kind of training do we have for like CSRs? Like, why? How does our
Baptism by
process
fire.
fit into that?
Yeah.
And why is that important?
I saw the light. I was baptized by the fire.
Absolutely.
They have CSR training.
We do. We've got Service Titan Academy. We've got Praxis that we use. But like I said, a lot of it, I can teach you how to use Service Titan. I can teach you all of that. I can't teach you how to have a personality. So a lot of it does come into teaching your tone over the phone and, remembering no matter what that call was before or what one of the texts said to make you mad, like you have to be sweet as you can be to that person calling.
Just real quick, and I'll probably miss one. They have to say name, ask how they're doing, address, email address. Are you a member?
Mm-hmm.
If it's an equipment problem, what's the age of the equipment, old or new?
If it's water heaters, is it gas or electric? Where is it located in your home?
Yeah, where is it located in your home? So and that's just real quick, and then every other one has more, different questions, and they do have some prompts, but I think she doesn't even use them all. I think they're just all here
Nope.
now. But as far as that goes, CSR training is actually critical inside of a company. If you try to, use other ones. When we bring in other people, they do have training, and it takes them a long time. And we've never had one actually get to where Madison's at with CSR and dispatch, especially a hybrid like that. But dispatching and CSR work is a trade in of itself.
Oh yeah.
Because the first point of contact between
We've learned it takes a special kind of person to do
yeah,
it.
not everybody can do it. You think, oh, I can come in and answer a phone. Okay.
It's not because most people, yeah, you can answer a phone, but it's not like working for a call center where you can just be bland. You have to be the happiest person possible and overly caring. Like you have to really care about the customer, really care about what they're saying, really focus on their problem, and make sure you're asking the right questions, and then tying it back into our processes in the tier system. And so you're telling me all your problems, I'm getting all your information, and I'm thinking in my head where everybody's at, what they're doing.
So she comes in with migraines sometimes, and she'll have the lights off like this, squinted up, and she still got to care about your problem. And you've got to be able to not detect that there's anything wrong with her. That's a profession.
Yeah. So how do you, is there any secret to that? Like either rebalancing after you said like, I got a really bad call here and now I got to jump right back into another one, or I'm having a bad day.
I've gotten better at it as time's gone on. So most of the time which I don't really care most of the time. I'm not like a big, I guess I don't really have a lot of anxiety or like worry about what people think most of the time. So I think that helps, just my general personality. But I think I've gotten better at it over time. But sometimes if it's a really bad call, like I'll look at one of y'all, I'm like, I need to take a lap. So you cover it for a few minutes because I need to take a lap around the office. I need to go hit a couple baseballs or something, get it out. But yeah, most of the time that's pretty much it. Just kind of take a deep breath and refocus.
I'm going to slow her down. Hit a couple baseballs. How does a CSR go hit baseballs?
So you see, we have a work cell phone that I can transfer all of your calls to. And we have a batting cage downstairs, and full blown. We've got the pitching machine, any baseball bat you can pick from, and 2 5-gallon buckets full of baseballs. So if it's been a long day, Josh gets to stand behind a net while he fears for his life while I hit baseballs at him.
There you go. Hey, have y'all tried the new baseballs I got down there? The taters.
Those little foam ones?
They're called taters.
I have not.
They throw flat and straight, so you can.
I was a little nervous of the pitching machine at first, so I used to use those old foam ones we had. But hitting a real baseball feels much better.
Yeah, but those taters are the exact same weight and they fly exact same way. You'll like those. They're
have to try.
They're used by a lot of pro teams now, so you'll have fun with those. Anyway, Ace baseball. Wait, we don't want to say that because there's actually an Ace travel
there
baseball.
Is,
Yep. There really is. And
one of y'all's teams y'all play against?
Tips and tricks.
One of y'all's teams y'all play against?
Yeah. You'll play against them all
Yeah,
the
but
time.
you have little tips and tricks for figuring it out. And I guess it just comes down to it's a person by person basis. But most of the time, if it's really bad, I'm like, take a deep breath, move on. You know, it's fine. Because I also have to think, most of the time it's not my fault, whatever they're calling about. So they're just mad at the situation. They're not mad at me. It is what it is. We'll get somebody out there to fix it, but let it roll off.
I'm going to throw her under the bus right now because she doesn't even know this question's coming.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to ask her, and I'm going to demand full transparency.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, no.
That's a tough one.
That is
a tough one on camera, isn't it?
That is a tough one on camera. I honestly don't know. Most of the time, it's taking it day by day, and I'm here doing what I do, but I don't really have much of a plan, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sure she's got more plans than that. She's her mama. So.
5 years.
Anyway, I had to throw that one in there.
There's always a blueprint in your head.
There's a little blueprint. Yep. So I know we've talked about her managing the office and doing some things like that. Of course, if we ever get CSRs, that's an obvious no-brainer there. And at some point, we're going to want to transition out of Maddie doing CSR work, dispatch work, permitting, helping with you on marketing schemes. She's actually quite creative. Creative.
And communicative.
I can create and communicate.
She definitely communicates all day long. And, so we got to get her job description a little narrower at some point.
So
she's gonna ask for that CEO pay.
Yeah. 10x.
Which is actually probably less than hers sometimes.
CEO pay.
You never know.
Doing what you do, like interacting with so many people. Like, what have you learned about people in general? I know it's a broad question,
That is,
but
yeah. Everybody is very different. There's, I guess, types of people. I guess you could say. So you've got certain people who are certain types of way, and you learn that, like, I guess, balancing people's personalities and doing it for so long that I can kind of mesh with anybody. Which I was always that way younger too. Like, I wasn't super popular, wasn't really weird, but like I can hang out with anybody. I'm
chameleonic.
Chameleonic.
there you go.
Man.
I can blend in.
So what's a chameleon? A famous chameleon? I know there's the Geico lizard. What's his name? Gecko the Geico.
Yeah, I guess so.
So should we call you Gecko because
Yeah,
you know
go
how to
for
handle
it.
so many personalities?
Go for it.
I don't
That's
think
better
a
than
gecko's not a chameleon, though.
better than Fatty
Oh, it's
Matty.
not.
I'll
It's a
take
It's a
it.
different animal.
Oh, it sure is. Isn't it?
Yeah,
We'll find
I'll
one.
take
I'm not
Gecko
a-
over Fatty Matty.
Fatty.
That's
Who calls
just
you Fatty?
disrespect.
David and Cameron.
David and Cameron
Cameron.
call her Fatty Matty.
But
That's rough.
David has recently transitioned from Fatty Matty to Big Mama. So
That's
we are
not
moving.
that's not subliminal messaging, is it?
Oh, no, it is not. Even though David is the only one of my siblings who is permanently convinced that I'm pregnant, he has a dream probably every 2 to 3 months, and he'll come in the next morning and he goes, I had a dream you were pregnant. I'm like, I'm not, but thank you for telling me.
That's funny.
He told me he had a dream about me where he's like showed up at my house and had to do something, like maybe use the bathroom or something. He's like, I show up and you have this normal looking house on the outside, very modest. And I opened up the door to let him in. And he's like, and it was like the most ornate place I've ever seen. But there were empty bottles everywhere.
He said that.
I was like, what is this dream?
He told me
man?
one time
He's out
he
there,
has a
man.
lot of work dreams, but he told me one time he had a dream that I had to come out to a job with him and I was helping him doing financing, and he goes, I don't know, we were just standing in this customer's driveway and you're holding my iPad doing a Good Leap application in my sleep.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's another thing you do. You handle all the financing.
Yeah.
We didn't even
throw
mention
financing in
that.
there.
As you can see, Maddie wears a lot of hats. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that you're in 5 years that you're in a very comfortable place here and that your life looks very different, because different is good. We don't believe that
Always
that change
changing.
is bad. We like change here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yep.
So we don't want to grow too much this way because then we might be dying. But we definitely want to grow mentally, physically, spiritually.
Oh yeah, and a lot has changed over the last 6 years. We've had a lot
We
of punches
have.
thrown at us, but
We've rolled with them.
oh yeah.
Speaking of which, rolling with, I got an opportunity to see her. She's now into line dancing. So what's your
no.
favorite line dance, Maddie?
Well, I believe the one he is referencing would be the church clap that he got to see me do the other night.
Her and Kenzie
Yeah.
were throwing down
Got to
over
see me
there.
do the other night that he is attempting to learn, so he can join in.
Hey, when I get it done, we're going to put it on video.
Oh yeah,
We're
me
gonna do it
and
together.
Kenzie's current one we're trying to learn is Miami, the Pitbull song.
Yeah.
We've been practicing that one for a few weeks.
I was thinking like Miami.
Miami. You know that song?
Yeah.
Oh, he was
Wow.
up here
That's
humming
it.
Ella Langley earlier.
That used to be one of
Don't-
my favorite
don't-
songs. Who was that?
Don't reveal me.
That was the guy that passed
Up
away.
here humming
Keith-
Shoes in Texas.
Keith
Keith
Whitley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Yep.
team.
Yep. So anything else you want to cover with Maddie?
We got a little more. We got more to go. This will be more of a, is it interpersonal or intrapersonal? Whatever. Office and technicians. Like, how much responsibility and weight do we cover on our end before
Oh,
somebody
so
even
much.
interacts with the bold, white, and blue at their doorstep ever?
So much. We handle a lot. So I mean, from both ends of what we do. So like we've been talking about, I answer your calls, I get you booked. I'm paying attention to where you live, what your problem is, what technician. So I'm making sure that one, I get the right technician to your door, in a time frame that's going to work for you and for us, and try to get your problem resolved as quickly as possible. But then there's also the side to it where technicians are out there and they're calling, like you said, like they're running over, and so they call and I have to reschedule y'all.
Yeah, she's almost been ops manager a couple times, like without trying to be.
There's been times before Josh, I was ordering parts. He does that now, thankfully. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Tex will call you and say, "Hey, I need you to order this part," and then they're calling me, or they're calling me and they're saying, "Hey, I need to order this equipment. When can we do it?" So then I'm having to coordinate with you. Hey, can you check the availability of this unit real quick while I've still got Blake, David, or Jonathan on the phone trying to figure out when we can get this unit put in. So there's a lot of coordination that goes on behind the scenes before somebody ever gets out there. And we've got, our meetings every day where we plan out their days for them and make sure they have what they need.
How do you like that? Are you liking the everyday meetings?
I think it helps. It helps with the dispatching a lot if they know and they're prepared for what they're doing that day.
Right. Yeah.
They've got the plan in their head.
Has me looking at the schedule helped you very much?
Yeah, it's been helpful, especially here recently since we've had so many big jobs and you've been kind of overseeing a lot of the big jobs.
Right.
You know a lot more about what's going on than I would, especially with particularly Fowler Outdoors. All their jobs because we've got like 5 different locations going.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready for it to get back to normal. Let you guys handle that on a more rhythmic level so we can focus on other stuff.
So how important is that? And it's kind of implied in what you're saying, but the communication and operation between between office technician.
If there's a miscommunication between you to me or me to you or any of the guys to me, that can make the schedule fall apart so quickly. And I get onto the guys all the time, like, you have to dispatch when you are actually leaving. Like, you can't dispatch and arrive when you pull in their driveway. I need you to hit dispatch when you're actually driving there, so I know that you're driving there. I need you to hit arrive when you're there, because if it just says you've been dispatched for an hour and a half, you could be dead on the side of the road for all I know. Like, I need you to do that. And not calling me when they're like, hey, I sold this job, it's going to be the rest of the day. You have to call me and tell me that. So I know to get everybody out in a timely manner, and I can coordinate ahead of time, because if any of that gets delayed, then it does lead to angry people, because they're like, why are you calling me so late? Why didn't you let me know beforehand? Yeah. I'm gonna get upset about having to move. So.
We have 2-hour windows that we tell people, and a lot of companies have 4-hour windows.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, most service companies have a 4-hour.
Yeah, they usually
window.
do 8 to 12 and 12 to 4, or they'll do like 9 to 1 and 1 to 5.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So we try really hard to tighten the window down for people. And it does help when you do have to cancel them. Usually you wasted only half their day at that point, but could you imagine if you had to move it they were booked for half-day chunks?
Oh, yeah.
Then you blew their whole day.
Yeah.
So,
and at least we do tell people, too, like within that window, when y'all will hear my closing spill at the end of all my calls is, all right, well, I've got you in here. You'll get a confirmation text here in just a second once I hit book, and then when the technician's headed to you, you'll get a text that lets you know he's headed your way, and it'll send you a picture of his name so you know who to look out for. So you're not wasting that whole 2-hour window either. So, like, if you're sitting at work waiting on us, you don't have to come home at 12 and sit there till 2. You can just leave your office whenever you get that text that says, hey, Luke is on his way to you.
And I hope people appreciate that, because that all that technology.
That was a lot to set up.
That was a lot to do, to set up, and it costs a lot of money per technician per month. I mean, we spend double digits, tens of thousands of dollars for this ability to try to not make a mistake, and we still make mistakes. So, man,
I could not imagine doing what we do without Service Titan. No. It would be next to impossible at the
which
size
I don't want to.
I
don't want to talk them up too much on this show, because they charge too much.
Yeah, they do. They do, for sure.
I don't like them, but I love them.
Yeah,
it's a love-hate relationship.
It is,
for sure.
So being, at least in our office, and I'm sure it's probably a lot bigger span across really the industry, like being a woman in this industry. Do you have any input? Have you noticed anything from that? Do you feel like a little bit outcasts in those situations?
Pros and cons, like everything else. I do like it a lot because, y'all know I have ADHD. So honestly, sitting in an office all the time is very hard for me. So if I do get out to like go take parts to guys or whatever, or they give me like a problem to solve, it's music to my ears. I get to do something, productive and fix a problem. And I've learned a lot over the last 6 years doing this job about stuff that I probably wouldn't know about otherwise. Like at this point, a lot of plumbing issues, when you tell me what your problem is over the phone, I probably know what it is. I'm just not going to tell you and be wrong. Cause then, we'd have that problem. The technician gets out there and it's like, well, the lady on the phone said this.
Right.
But I've learned a ton from it. Heat and air, electrical, plumbing. I've learned a lot of little tips and tricks over the years and certain things. So it's been really nice. It is kind of interesting being pretty much the only girl. Mom's only in here 1 day a week. So it's just little old me with all these guys. But it's eventful. It's fun. I will say I kind of like it this way. You know, there's no girl drama in the office. That's a big key point.
We have had it.
Oh yeah, the most drama I get is when one of my brothers wants to call and mess with me, or catch an attitude real quick. But
So we have had several CSRs over the years, and sometimes multiple CSRs at a time, and many of them have been good. But we haven't had anybody quite as complete as her, not even close. And if you don't believe that, you just got to listen to the text. So even as an owner, I say, no, I think that other one's doing pretty good. The text will be like, no, we want Fatty Matty.
yeah, every time. Actually, Cameron told me the other day we did the end of year awards, and you were hanging up their little plaques on the wall. And Cameron's like, "Oh yeah, you got one coming too." And I was like, "Oh, do I?" And he said, "Yeah, it says Fatty Matty, the only CSR the technicians have ever liked." I was like, "Thank you.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate it."
You're probably going to have something that will never say that, but you're probably going to have something coming. But yeah,
I get a plaque that says Big Mama on it.
we're not going to say that either. Yeah, we might throw a couple of your nicknames on there, maybe, but it won't be how it's addressed.
Yeah.
For sure.
Have a Matty on there, and then just put AKA Fatty Matty underneath it.
Shane.
Shahani, Shanae,
Quote Shane.
Shania.
Quote Hudson.
Matthew quotation. Matthew Shane Hudson quote. It's not how nicknames work.
No,
Oh, yeah.
we got to talk to them over
Yeah,
there.
and on a funny note of working with all the guys, I think they kind of get the personality of having a girl around, and it's kind of funny for them too. And everybody gets a nickname when they start. It's some play on your name. Me and Mom come up with one for everybody. So Shane had multiple, depending on his attitude for the day.
Shania.
He was Shania if he was feeling a little sassy. He was Shanae, Shahani. So all of them. And one time he called me. Now all the guys know.
I heard another one.
After
I'm
this,
not gonna say it.
all the guys know at this point, if you have me on speaker with a customer, you have to forewarn me, because I will call you by your nickname, and they're going to hear it and you will not be happy with it, or they're going to laugh and find it hilarious. But Shane called me one time and I was like, "What do you want now, Shanae?" And he starts dying laughing and goes, "So I'm here with the customer."
That's a tough look.
Oh yeah, but I am the only person who's allowed to call him that. Any of the guys have tried, and he's like, "Don't you ever say that again. I will punch you in the face."
Yeah, and probably would.
He don't play. But everybody's got one. Deviche for David. Balake. Jonathan's J-Man, or Mr. 5-Star.
Mr. 5-Star.
Mr.
Straight
5-Star.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Depending on what Tony's done to me that day,
Have we gotten
he's
one
either
for
Tony Baloney or...
Have we got one for Gabe yet?
No, I don't. Oh, no, Mom did come up with one for him.
What was that?
Because of Gabriel Iglesias,
Gabriel
the
Iglesias,
comedian,
yep.
so she calls him Fluffy.
Fluffy. That's
Yep.
right. She did come up with Fluffy.
Yep.
What about
Tiny
Austin?
for Matt.
Austin got anything yet?
I've got to come up with him one, because we did have another Austin, and he was Austini Bellini, so I'm like, I have to come up with something else. We can't have
All
the
right.
same
I
nickname.
know not to ask this, but do y'all have one for me?
You've had a few. Most of the time you're Big J or El Jefe.
El Jefe. I ain't heard
That's
that
cool.
one.
Oh yeah, that's usually Matt. Matt calls you El Jefe.
He does. Actually, I didn't even think of that. And the one who calls me Big J is
That's
Noah.
everybody.
That's kind of
Noah.
universal.
Is it really?
That's
Is it
universal.
That's
really?
kind of universal.
Probably because we got so used to having LJ. So
LJ
that
was-
LJ and Big J.
LJ and Big J. Yeah. well,
Yeah, that came in there. Tony is either Tony Baloney, or if he's doing something to irritate me, or if I'm messing with him, I'll pull out his whole government name. Had to text his mom and ask her what his middle name was.
What is it?
Antonio Ramon Perez.
Ramon.
Ramon, like from
Antonio
Cars,
Ramon.
the lowrider.
So for Tony, whenever I answer the phone, I answer the phone different texts. Tony's always so like subdued, all the time, and just like so.
Oh no, he's been ramping up
Well,
recently.
I've been-
he's had a
so-
little burst of energy.
Well, we've been working on that. So here's my deal for Tony. He calls. Who can do it?
Oh, I don't know that I could.
Go ahead.
Hey man, what's up?
What's going on, big dog?
Is that
Hey,
Tony? Or is
man.
that you?
That's me to Tony.
Oh,
What you
big
doing, big
dog.
dog? And he's like, yeah. And you can tell he's buying in. I was
yeah.
like, what you got going down today? And then he just
I would
slowly
also-
comes out of his shell.
Yeah, I would also like to note for people out there looking at Tony, we've joked about it a lot, because he is such a mellow person, very laid back, and the way he talks, and even in his technician picture that they get, he's kind of got his eyes closed a little bit. He's chillaxing. I would like everybody to know he is indeed not a pothead. People do get drug tested, but he does give off that
Not
impression
even close.
at times.
No, he's so. I know. I know.
like,
We've been asked that because he's so subdued and chill.
Oh yeah,
but
no.
he
If you
is
hear
not.
him talk, you would so think
Yeah.
that. But no, he's good.
No,
he's good.
He's good.
If he smoked, he would just cease to exist.
Oh, yeah,
like
no.
he's already so chill that
would be
there's
like
no
the-
level below.
But you
He
know
would be
what?
like the sloths on Zootopia that work at the
But
DMV.
he's got a level. He's got a level of competitiveness. Though,
Oh, he
that,
does.
That
You
will
have to figure out a
belie-
way to trigger it, but he's
Yeah.
got it in him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I answer the technique like that. Sometimes I know he's like already cringing to call me. It's like, what do you want? What do you want, man? Why are you calling me? Then he's like, I'm getting ready to crush one here, boss.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
He's pointing to the stands.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Point him out.
Yeah, I know. I love his little mannerisms and the way he talks. He's funny.
Yep.
He's always funny to talk to.
Yep.
Luke will
Trying to
also
think.
get me. Luke's
Matt for
funny.
sure is like, what you want, man?
Mm-hmm.
That's Matt because he's ready to give you down the road. So I was like, man, why are you bothering me, Matt?
Oh, you know, heaven forbid I do not answer Matt's phone call, because when I do call him back, he says, I don't care if you were talking to the good Lord above, you better answer my phone call.
David, Jonathan is like, I'm kind of like Tony with him.
Mm-hmm.
A little upbeat.
Yeah, he's pretty chill, too. You kind of got to.
And Dave's what
Wake
you got
up.
going on because Dave just wants to get right down to business.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, what you got going on?
I get a different
Yeah, I
interaction
usually
with
get,
people.
from David, I usually get, what's up, sis? What you doing?
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Cameron is always Madison.
Madison, yep.
Yes, you will.
And Cameron, when he was a little boy, I had a lot of Hispanic crews that worked for me building houses, and his name in Spanish is pronounced Camarón, which means shrimp, little shrimp. So
It does?
yeah,
Oh,
so
okay,
I
that's
call him
cool.
shrimp sometimes. What's up, shrimp?
Cameron.
Camarón. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, his was always Camiron. That's what I made his little play on his name.
Very cool. Well, you know what, guys? We got a lot to do here. We got an ice storm coming in. I'm getting a lot of texts over here. Technicians need. They're probably losing their mind because they can't get a hold of Madison
Cameron, Madison.
and Big J. So we're probably going to
El
have
Jefe
to.
and Big Mama are busy.
Yeah, we're going to have to kind of cut this down and get ready for the winter storm. I hope everybody stays safe through this. An announcement, you can pass this along. We're not going to change our prices or raise rates no matter how busy it becomes. We're going to keep everything identical in the price book. We have stocked up to help, plenty of repair stuff, repair couplings, things like that. And the trucks we're prepared. But yeah, we're just going to we might not be able to get to everybody, but we're going to keep the prices the same and just do our tier system like we always do and just keep it steady as she goes. So we don't wish this on the community. Certainly if you're freezing cold, we will do what we can do to absolutely make you get some form of heat back on in your home. And don't let money be the issue. Call us and let's just see what we can come up with in creative solutions for you.
So to close it out for you, Madison, is there anything, because we asked David the same question, like if he was coming to the door, is there anything you would want people to know? Like if before anybody calls, is there something that you would kind of wish like
Like, I
everybody
wish
just
everybody knew
knew?
when they're
Yeah.
calling. Pretty much just to be patient now that you kind of know what we're working with behind the scenes. We do have a lot going on, and your problem is always going to be your priority. We know that, and we try to make it our priority. But just be patient with us. We will get to you. We try to do same-day service pretty much every day. If you've got what we call a tier 1, we are same-day service. So we will get out there as quickly as we can. Just be patient, and we're all doing our best little by little. Everybody in the company wears multiple hats, and we are piecing it together little by little. So.
Yeah, and I think that's just a cool story for everyone to understand that no matter how streamlined, I know we have a certain level of expectations from 5-star companies, and it's certainly not easy to give, even when you have a lot of money or you are a corporation that has a lot of management and processes and things like that. We are not big. We're family owned and operated, trying to compete with that level of service and beat it. And we do. just not perfect.
Because I think we
Yeah.
keep up pretty well with the
Yeah.
big guys for being as small as we
We
are.
do, yeah, we do, and I think the truth is we actually are a lot better in a lot of ways. We just maybe not be able to broadcast that as effectively.
Yeah.
We just don't have the
We'll
pocketbook
see
for
about
that.
that.
But you're working on that.
He's
That's
working
right.
on it.
He
We'll
is-
see about that side.
He's
yeah.
got an ace
Oh,
up his
he
sleeve.
said, hold that thought. Huh?
Hold that. Hold
That thought.
it.
Well, anyway, we like our new messaging, the bold, white, and blue. We love the text. We love the perfect and protect messaging. They feel so at peace with why they're offering multiple options to people. I will tell you this, one thing I wish people would know is that we don't pull a number from our hat.
Oh yeah.
Like
Everything
our
is very
price
thought out
is
for a
is
reason.
fair, even if it seems so astronomical, or if it seems under. It's fair. Like we know the billable hour rate on the company. We know exactly what our costs are. We know that our company strives to make 15 to 20% profit a year. That's fair. We don't gouge. If something goes better sometimes, that's a win. If it goes worse sometimes, we eat it. So if there is one message that I could give people, it's like we don't gouge.
Yeah.
Period. If it looks like we made $1,000 on a 2-hour project, I promise we did not. I promise there's so much expense behind this company, and every company that gives 5-star service that, so I had a customer, I had to share this one time. I've had a couple do this, but I had one particular one that's also a business owner call me and say, I want an itemized breakdown on why my water heater cost me $1,900. And so he wouldn't let it go. And I kept explaining, look, I mean, there's lots of costs involved. Why a water heater? It's a $600 water heater back then, I think. And, trucks and this and that. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't make that much money. Y'all are in and out in an hour. Well, they're highly trained techs with pro presses and all kinds of, that one pro press I think that we have down there is almost $8,000 for that M18 with the gas jaws and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, so, explain that. That's why it was efficient. And so finally he wouldn't let it go. So I sent over our PPC cost page. I took everything out.
Wow.
And it's like 3 pages of all the expenses involved with running this company.
Yeah, each call we would
And
get off paperclip
I thought,
was several
I mean,
$100s
it kind of felt
at the time.
smart alecky, but I mean, at what point? And then I said on there, I said, and if you don't have a form like this for your business, you should consider it.
Yeah. And another big
he wound
thing
up calling me
have-
back and saying he had no problem with the pricing.
Yeah.
So he actually, that was enough for him. So I think if I had one wish, I wish I could just put that
let people know
PPC list be in front
Yeah.
of people to see what the costs
Saying
of
people
running it.
need to see, especially on the HVAC side, you'll get it like people are like, oh, the part was this much, but y'all charged me this much. Or to that same note, they were only here 30 minutes. They were only here an hour. It only took them this long. We also trained them for the last several years to be able to do it that quickly. And we paid them when it took them 3 times
She's
as
getting
long
indignant, ain't she? Yeah.
That's
to
real
get
though.
to that point.
That's real.
So we took the time and sent them to their training schools and took the years that it took to train them and build like the HVAC department it still is kind of a headache, but has gotten much better. But building just the division itself and, Blake and David had to kind of figure it out from scratch and help us build it themselves. And it took a lot of building to get to that point. So
and well over $1 million
Yeah.
to build that part. So
Yeah.
there's a lot invested in the
a lot
training
goes
and
into that.
time
And their tools and especially HVAC tools.
and then you get everything
their
just
meters
right.
and gauges and
East
everything
Coast
else.
comes in and says there's going to be an 18% increase.
Oh yeah, and refrigerants changed.
Oh yeah, again. And so
Yeah.
let's just
Also.
tear all this back down.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a
Forget
tough
410,
business.
we're going to R32.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, there's a quick behind the scenes again. We're getting ready to roll. Thank you, Maddie, for coming up here and
welcome.
Thank
stepping
you.
out of your office, and Josh for putting all this together. But I think we got to go attend to some business.
Let's sign it off. Thank you.